Hey everybody, it's Winslow-King back here with Strings by Mail. In this segment, I'm going to cover open D guitar tuning. I'm going to start by, I'm in standard tuning here, and what I want to do is show you how to get your guitar into open D tuning. I'm using just a regular D'Addario tuner here. It's kind of hidden here behind the headstock, hard to see. These are available from Strings by Mail. I like these particular kinds of tuners because they're hard to lose. I just keep it connected to my guitar almost all the time, and they're pretty discreet on stage and fairly accurate as well. So like I said, I'm in standard tuning, and I'm going to open D. So the first thing that I do is I find a D on my D string right here, and then I match my 6th string, which is traditionally an E note, down to a D. So match those two until you hear them go into consonants, into pitch together. Okay? And now the A string in between here is going to stay as is. So you should have three notes, a big powerful 5th right here between these three. Okay? So once you have that, we're going to move on to the G string. And this is going to go down just 1/2 step to an F sharp. I'm looking at my tuner as I go down here. If you're a beginner, one thing about tuning a guitar that is nice to know is usually it's best to go below the pitch and then tune back up into the pitch. You'll have better luck with your guitar staying in tune that way. So now I'm tuning this F sharp on my 3rd string. You need a chromatic tuner to get an F sharp, by the way. Okay, I got that one in pitch. And now I'm going to take my B string down a whole step to an A, which is going to match this A. So I could ring those two together and pull it down into pitch. Listen. Hear it fall into pitch like that. And I can also reference my tuner back here to make sure I'm actually exactly in pitch. Now I have one more string to move. I'm going to take this E and match it to this D as well. So I'm going to bring it down. Right? And now once I'm in tune, I usually like to kind of rub on my strings or bend them a little bit to get all the extra tension out of them, and then check it again with my tuner to make sure it's just right. I'm going to do it real fast for you. That one was a little sharp. I'm bringing it down. Just kind of tightening everything up now once you've gone through the process, getting everything in tune. The F sharp is always the pesky one. It's the odd man out. So they call it open D because your guitar is effectively tuned to an open chord. So I can play my guitar open and I get a consonant chord. I have 6 strings, but I only have 3 pitches. Okay, because I have D, which is my 1, we're going to call the tonic, the 1 pitch. And then I have A, which is my 5, D, E, F, G, A, 5. And then I have another D, so that's an octave. And then I have my 3rd, which is the F sharp, which is the odd man out. That's always your strange string when you're in open D, the one you need to keep in mind. F sharp is my 3rd, D, E, F sharp. And then I have another A on this string up here, my 2nd string, that I've matched to this A. And then I have another D. So keep in mind, even though you have 6 strings, there's only 3 pitches. So I'm in open D. Now that I'm in open D, I wanted to show you, for blues and folk music, your most popular chords that you're going to play are your 1 chord, your 4 chord, and your 5 chord. Your 1 chord is going to be D. Your 4 chord is going to be G, right? D, E, F, G. Your 5th chord is going to be A. So the quickest way, and I'm going to put these chord charts up on the screen so you can reference them later. Your 1 chord is D, obviously. Here's a 4 chord grab that I like to use a lot, this for a G chord. This is a nice sounding chord. It's really a nice folky sound. One thing to keep in mind is this is not in root position, which means that your lowest note in the chord is not a G or a 4. It's actually the 3rd of G in the bass. And then another one that I like to use, this is actually a 7th chord. This is a 5 chord. Just like that, you can see the diagram on your screen. Very similar, very easy to pass between one and the other. Just a little demo of those 3 chords and how I'd use them. There's 4, 5, back to 1. Right, so that's like a really simple way that you can play a regular blues progression in open tuning, all in the 1st position. Now I want to show you those same chords again up the neck, so you can play your D chord. Here's your G chord. Flat finger. That's a G chord. Really easy diagram you can see on the screen. And then you can play another flat finger up on the 7th fret to get your 5 chord. So you can also one great thing about, you can go back to the slide guitar technique, one thing about playing those flat chords, and the great thing about open tuning is I can also play those chords with my slide. And then up here on the 12th fret, don't forget, you get all these pitches again, you get your octaves. So this is where you get your Elmore James riff right there. So this has been a segment about the open D tuning. I showed you how to get your guitar into open D tuning in the first place, about the pitches and the numbers that they represent. And then I showed you a few different grabs for your 1, 4, and 5 chord in open D. I'm Luke Winslow-King with Strings by Mail. Thanks for tuning in.